Question 2. What are your fondest memories from your time in the performance ensemble?
For within the space, I would say traveling to Arkansas twice. We went to Petite Jean Festival, Performance Studies Festival, and we were able to perform. The first time we went, I wasn't directly in Performance Ensemble yet. I was more of a guest. And the second time I went, I was officially in Performance Ensemble. And just that alone, from traveling to Arkansas to going to the store, being in Walmart for like 3 hours trying to get food for the cabin, and then getting to the cabin and having to share a bed or like needing space, and we really were like surviving, you know what I mean? And I'm from LA, I'm from the Crenshaw district, so I'm trying to get out of survival mode. Okay, I know what it's like to survive. Okay, I just want to thrive. But when I was in Arkansas, I had to really put on my survival hood because I did have some younger folks with us that really didn't know what to do. um we had someone that was late. We tried to pick them up to go in the morning. Yes, you have a question? When did we go? Fall, right? Fall. We were there in the fall. So we went to yeah, we were there in the fall. It was chilly. With plane delays and all of that, and then we're traveling with a group of us that we don't know personally, where we had to really work together as a family and get through it. And so we did it the first time, and when we came the second time, I was a veteran to that. So was Edwin, and so everyone that came with us didn't know how that process was, and we had to let them know, like, hey, we got to do this, we got to do that. And even the assistant from the last semester, we called them and they were giving us pointers. So I would say that was the most memorable experience because we really were just out there. We're just out there, and we had to impress Dr. Jade. And our second time, we were invited, so we had to do a performance, and we had to rehearse, and just being on the flight, and then not what time we get to the airport at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, then traveling, and then we get to the rental car, and then from the rental car we get to Walmart, and we didn't get into our cabin until 10 o'clock at night. So, and then had to get up at 7 in the morning to rehearse to be there at 9. So just all of that, and the time change, and then we're sharing the bathroom, so we really had to get into our performance bag and our survival bag and our ensemble bag. So I really felt like that for in this experience was like, yeah, we really are the performance ensemble because we out here surviving. Okay, there's wolves, there's sharks, there's gorillas, there's all of that, and we did it together, yo. We did it together.
Excuse me, yo, I'm eating. I gotta eat because yeah, a lot of driving. I would say my fondest memory is like maybe one of my first performances here. Maybe because I think that was just like cracking open again vulnerability. I literally painted like myself in like gold, and I had like a big black sheet, and I was like dancing along the hallway. I just literally did whatever like I was envisioning throughout the weeks beforehand. And I think it was also folks. I think the ensemble just supporting an idea. I think those are all my fondest memories of an ensemble supporting an idea. And if they didn't understand what it was, they're like, "Okay, what do you mean? What? How can we get this going? What does that look like? Or how can we support you?" So I think it was my first performance I really did and allowed myself to kind of jump and not be afraid. Of course, everything there's like you have anxiety, that's normal. But like lean into the anxiety and so push myself and know that the ensemble was behind my back because they're all then now doing something anxious as well. Like they're all performing. A lot of us, right, may not have been on stage all the time. So we're all doing something that we're like freaking out about. So it feels really good when everyone is taking a step or jumping with you and it's not just like a lone endeavor, right? Everyone is kind of crossing the threshold with you and we're all hoping to have someone else to be all like, if there's one person clapping, they're like, yeah, you got me, appreciate you. First time trying this out, working this out. Thank you for even looking and watching. So I think my first performance I've ever done here.
This predates all of you, but one of my fondest memories is we got to work with a continuation school from Canoga Park, And so these are a lot of kids that I think felt like their families and their friends felt them and their schools felt them. And so we got to work with them, and we took them out to, I have no idea where this is, like a war barrack or something. And so it was a really cool experience, but they got to perform their own stories on their own terms. And these are I mean, they were 18-year-olds, right? They were seniors. But a lot of the people that we met in that trip and in those performances, they really saw us as mentors, and a lot of them I think we're still kind of connected with. Like, I still talk to some of them to this day, and they did a lot with their lives ever since. But I think that also speaks to the kind of thing that you can do with this, is that the ensemble also works with the community that it belongs to, which is the Valley. And a lot of people forget the Valley and don't realize that a lot of cool shit happens here. And so it's really cool that you can service your community and represent your own community, and sort of combine those things together. But
So many fond memories, and it is true, when you travel, it bonds you like nothing else, and it's something that you'll just remember for the rest of your life. I think about it often when we went to New Orleans, and it was just a party. It was during Mardi Gras, I think. It was wild. It was absolutely wild, but the like performing with other schools there, it's just such a beautiful experience, and I'll never forget it. And also another fond memory is probably each and every performance, because you spend all semester preparing for these performances that you're going to give to potential students of performance ensemble, random students, people's just anybody can see these performances, really. And when you get there, it's just like, wow, we really worked for this, and it's just amazing, and I'll just never forget it. Like, and you get to be so creatively free. One of the craziest memories for me is I got to sing a solo and had basically a whole choreography of everybody, and I got to choreograph a whole piece with me singing Tracy Chapman, and what was it, Revolution, talking about a revolution, right, by Tracy Chapman. And it was just a whole thing, and sometimes I wonder, I'm like, did I dream that? No, it was performance ensemble. So it was truly, truly one of the fondest memories, not just of performance ensemble, but of my life, truly. And same with the New Orleans memories.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with everything that everybody said. From what Yamina said about the Arkansas trip, that was good, into dealing with the schools. I mean, I remember this one time where we was dealing with an elementary school, and I'm trying to tell you, that was a difficult time. Was you there, sir, when we was dealing with the elementary school? And when you was the only one that was able to get their kids together, you sure you wasn't there? You could have been there. You could have been there. But anyways, anywho, it was a situation where we be trying to get these kids together. We really trying hard, and it's early in the morning. First and foremost, they like, what's going on? We got these people up here. They ain't talking really too much, because we're talking more. The problem that I always had was, how am I supposed to relay academia to fifth graders? How am I supposed to do that? Like, how am I supposed to dumb my smartness down when it's supposed to be smart for this situation? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was the biggest and the most difficult type of situation, trying to understand, like, okay, how are we supposed to really relate to these kids, and have them, because we were like, oh yeah, do this body movement. And they over here like, I'm like, all right, yeah, but that's good. Do that one right there. You know what I'm saying? But it was a good experience. Everything about the performance ensemble has been a fun experience. I can't even name one. Everything has been great.
Wonderful. Yay! You could be first.
All right, cool.